Okay, out at Pismo Beach, we've been socked in much of the day. Morro Bay the same. So we talked about this last night, how we were going to see these low clouds be very problematic, some of the beaches, but not so far inland. And we'll talk about that coming up. I want to show you some of the B on KSBY photos that really make that point. Ginger Muting's view of the rock here. You can see how the clouds are actually underneath the top of the rock. And this is Delene Moore's view of the ravine up in Paso Robles, where there's not even a cloud in the sky. So what is going on here? We have something called the temperature inversion. And this is what I think the cloud cover situation is going to look like tomorrow morning. It's going to be in at some of the coastal valleys, definitely at the beaches, and not very far into the interior because we have a cap on top of that marine layer. It's called a temperature inversion, and that's when the temperatures actually get warmer as you go higher in the atmosphere. That is opposite of how usually things work in the atmosphere, but what it does, it traps that cool, dense air in at the coastline. And the reason we don't get rid of the cloud cover is because we have weak flow. If we had stronger winds, at least there'd be some turbulence and the sun would come out. But in this case, with the marine influence being so low, places like San Luis Obispo, Santa Maria, Santa Ynez Valley, even though there may be some morning clouds, there'll be a lot of afternoon sunshine. And that's what we saw today. We'll see it again tomorrow. So Paso was 101, but just 64 at Pismo Beach. Cal Poly 85, 73 at Lompoc, 92 in Cuyama. 69 in Goleta, Santa Barbara 77, 84 San Luis Obispo, and Santa Maria 95 at Santa Ynez. It's still 100 degrees up in Paso Robles and 87 in Atascadero, 78 in San Luis, and 59 at Pismo Beach. Well, you can see a lot of temperature difference here. Why can't we cool down the interior? It's the lack of strong winds. Look at this. It's calm in Pismo, calm in Los Osos, just westerly 7 in San Luis Obispo. So it doesn't matter if it's 50-something at the beach. If you don't have any way of moving that air inland, it's going to stay that way. Here's a satellite picture. You can see the low clouds is hanging in everywhere today, and new additional clouds are forming off the coastline. And the model likes the same setup tomorrow with the light winds and the clouds into the coastal valleys, retreating to the beaches, and just sitting there throughout the day. So what are we talking about here? More of the same and even warmer inland. So you're going to see huge temperature contrasts here. 104 in Paso, and 81 in San Luis, 77 in Santa Maria, 85 Santa Barbara. Santa Ynez Valley temperatures mid-90s, but Vandenberg and Pismo Beach and Morro Bay all in the 60s. And to say we're going to get up to 69 degrees in Pismo Beach is pretty optimistic. I do think there's a lot of high pressure trying to squish the marine layer, so it may even back up a little more, but where we see it in places like Morro Bay, we may not see any sunshine. Here's the extended forecast. You can see that we're looking at temperatures cooling a little bit as we get into the upcoming weekend. Paso Robles in North County, a significant cool down into the 80s. But here's the thing. I see another warm up next week that could be warmer than this one. Karina, think about that. Back to you.
All right.